Ready? Yeah? All right. Welcome back to the Regular Dad podcast. That's not Jimmy, but that is Richard Ishihara, a friend of mine for, I don't know what, 10, 12 years, I guess I've known you, since my wife actually worked for an organization that your wife was the president of the board.
CASA?
Yeah, CASA years ago. And actually, as of, was it May 4th? Was it Saturday? Was that the 4th? Your wife was recently elected mayor of Longview.
Yeah, she just got sworn in last night.
So sworn in last night, and the election was, a couple weeks ago. And then, so that's really cool. And we've watched that progression. I remember when she got on city council and watched that come to fruition. So Richard is on here to tell us a little bit about just his life's story and life's journey, and we'll move through some of this. But tell us what you do now, because that is you have a job that's different than most people's. There's not like, oh, you do that too. You don't get a lot of that. So tell us what you do.
I work for Ultimate Night Vision. Our company sells and rents night vision and thermal scopes, equipment, and accessories. And the
accessories just makes it sound so much cooler. Accessories, yeah,
it's like Hank Hill.
Propane accessories, yeah, night vision and night vision accessories, exactly. So that's a T-shirt, yeah. So now, when I met you, you were right on top of, I believe, we're on top of this transition. You were an attorney, and you were like, I'm going to do this now. And I don't know if this is what you had planned, like what you're doing and what it's become. But I was like, you want to sell stuff? I don't know. And I'm just saying, I was like, whatever, man. You do you. But you took a leap, and it's paid off a little bit. What's your YouTube channel?
It's Ultimate Night Vision.
Ultimate Night Vision. So y'all go to YouTube, look up Ultimate Night Vision, subscribe, and join the, where are you at now? Because I remember y'all had your million plaque.
About 1.8 million.
1.8. Wow, that's a lot of people, man. That's a lot of people. That's really cool. So it's a full-time gig for y'all, because you sell and rent, but you also wind up using some of this stuff yourself. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I originally got into it just from hog hunting.
Okay.
I had a buddy whose parents had a hog problem, and I didn't know anything about night vision or thermal, or really wasn't into guns or anything, but I had a buddy who had some ARs, and we went and sat out by the barn and tried to shoot these hogs, and with a white light.
Yeah.
And we couldn't do it. So we went to Academy and we bought like a $200 digital night vision, and that was enough to get them. And I was just hooked after that. It was kind of a snowball.
That's really cool. And so I watch your videos. I see them come across a lot, and just y'all have learned to absolutely decimate the hog population. I know they're still technically gaining on us, but I think we would have been overtaken by now were it not for you and guys that use your equipment and go out and whack 40 and 50 hogs a night. What was your record? That was not too long ago. 70
something. We piled up.
Yeah. That's in
a night.
That's a lot of meat, man. How many guys was it? Do you remember?
3 of us.
3. Good God. That's amazing. All right. Well, that's cool. So you are a hog slayer extraordinaire. Tell me a little bit about how you and Kristen met and becoming parents.
Kristen and I met at Baylor in law school.
Okay.
It was in bankruptcy class. Yeah,
she was. Oh, now that's sexy right there. Bankruptcy class.
Yeah, she was scoping me out from the row behind me.
Chapter 11. Yeah. She was checked you out from row what?
From the row behind me.
There you go.
She was checking me out.
Absolutely, she was. So we don't blame her either. I mean, so.
Yeah, she was a year ahead of me at Baylor, and we hit it off there. And she graduated and got a job out here in East Texas. And so when I graduated, I came out and found a job, and
Absolutely.
here we are.
All right. So met in Baylor. What year was that? When you
That was 2005.
Okay. All right. Smart people go to Baylor. I was not invited. Okay. Well, then, all right, when did y'all become parents?
2011.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. That's
We had
cool.
Lucas, and so he's almost 13 now.
Yeah. Wow. So if I were to just, and I really only know the high points because of Dina and Kristen's relationship. I know her, a little bit better. And she brings you around like the trophy husband that you are to the different events, and we, get to see each other and whatnot. But you've been on quite a journey. Before you were an attorney, before you were hog decimator extraordinaire. I put hog ranger here, but when you take out 70 plus in a night, I think it's more than just ranger at that point. I mean, that's like Terminator status.
Either's fine.
Either. Okay. So, but what was your professional life like before Ultimate Night Vision came to be?
I practiced for 7 years at Lone Star Legal Aid. So we were helping people out with problems that people face when in poverty.
Okay.
And so I did that for 7 years.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it. Was a good job.
Yeah.
But yeah, just found something else that grabbed my interest.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think it's interesting. Your job, you went from solving problems for people to solving problems for people. Because, and some people don't know, I mean, yes, you can have a hobby or even a company based around selling gear that is used in many cases to try to control or slow the explosive growth of the hog population, in Texas, but throughout the country. Really, they're all over the place. But the amount of damage that they cause is, I mean, millions and millions of years to agricultural.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's
Yeah.
like billions of dollars
Yeah.
nationally, and
Gosh.
I think maybe $50 million a year in Texas.
Yeah, and but your work has a lot of value. You make it cool, okay, but there is a very good byproduct that comes from what you.
It's great to be able to do something that you really enjoy, and also like there's a positive aspect to it.
Right.
So
Absolutely. You've kind of always managed to, I mean, like we said, you help people, and you do that. Your life has purpose. You're not scared of change or averse to change at all. Or at least it doesn't seem like it.
no, I mean I do change slowly, but yeah, I'm okay with
consistent?
change. Yeah, coincidentally, it's funny you mentioned that. Kind of like when we first started to get to know each other, that I was changing from law to night vision and hog hunting. Coincidentally, now I'm actually retiring from my job at Ultimate Night Vision.
There you go.
So my last day is actually going to be a week from now.
Oh, well, cool. Learn something every day. Are you at liberty to say what you're doing next, or
Sure.
tell us?
Nothing.
Nice. Dude, freaking living the life, man. So are you going to keep slaying hogs recreationally, or?
Yeah, I still have all the guns and
Yeah.
thermals and my truck and everything, so I'll still be hunting. Still
Cool.
do it
Cool,
for
cool. But-
recreation. But yeah, I just wanted to make a change. The kids are getting older.
Yeah.
As you know, they grow up fast, and so one of the things that kind of made it really clear to me is I got this poster. I think I learned about it on a podcast, but it's the 4K Weeks calendar. It's basically like it shows your life in bubbles. Each bubble is a week of your life, and you have about, for your average lifespan, you have about 4,000 weeks in your life.
Oh.
And so you can buy it, and you give them your birth date, and they have all the bubbles filled in to where you are, so you can see how much you have left. Best case scenario.
Wow. So I should have bought that a while ago, because now it'd just be sad because I'm beyond that halfway point. I mean,
We're pretty close. So I'll be 42 in 6
go.
weeks.
Okay. All right. Retired at 42.
And
That's
so,
awesome.
yeah, I have this poster and I've been filling them in, and you see how many bubbles are left, and it's not that many. And it kind of just makes you think,
Sobering thought.
I need to make the most of this time. And then also put like a special bubble for when the kids graduate from high school, which
yeah.
is like 260 weeks from now.
Yep. Okay.
So a limited amount of time. So I just wanted to shed some activities
Yeah.
to where I can be more present with the family and
yeah.
with the kids, because that's something that I've struggled with. It's like
Sure.
just being present
Yeah.
with the family.
Yeah.
Like even when you're with them, your mind's always somewhere else. Like, how do I be productive any spare time I have?
Right.
How do I fill it in a
Yep.
way that's productive?
Because there's always something that needs to be done.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So then you're over here trying to figure out what you think is important, and your kids are talking to you and you're just ignoring them. So I'm just
Yeah.
trying to do a better job at that. So I'm going to shed a lot of activities until
That's
I feel
cool.
like I've reached some sort of healthy balance.
That's cool. That's cool. Recently, you had a spiritual shift in your life, and we don't have to go to church necessarily on it, though you're welcome to dive as deeply into that as you'd like. But tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I got baptized within the past year. I don't remember exactly when it was, but it was recently, and that's after having gone to church for 15 years.
Yeah.
And just going there to be a good husband and to be part of a team in terms of family. But I didn't grow up with a religious background, so
Okay.
I was going to church, but
Yeah. So it
wasn't all in, and
Sure.
I decided to just take the leap of faith and go
Yeah.
all in.
Well, you said that you transitioned slowly, but I've seen you leap well. So you leapt into Ultimate Night Vision. You're leaping out. You leapt in to a relationship with the Lord. Don't leap out, please. So, but I think that's a lot of people could identify with, especially it seems like in our neck of the woods, as people who were born here say. You probably don't say that. But in our neck of the woods, people we do what we do. I go to church, and somehow that means that, I do what I'm supposed to do. I'm a good guy. Well, there's nothing wrong with being a good guy, but to be a God guy, you have to submit you have to submit your life to Him. You have to acknowledge that you need Him. You have to confess that He's the Lord of your life, and then live that way. So it does require a commitment and not just a presence inside of a building week to week. If I'm correct, y'all go to Motion Church.
We do.
Yeah. Chris and Shelley Reed. Now, I've known Chris and Shelley since before they were married, and they were actually,
That's a long time.
right, I know, dating in the youth group that I was a youth leader at. I've watched it that entire time. So I feel old every time I see them, but they're great people, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for them. Love their family. And yeah, we should probably figure out a time to get him on. Because that's a lot of fun. But so y'all are involved there. And you shared a little bit about it. Do you have any background? I mean, I know you are technology forward because you have to be in your line of work that you have anyway for the next week. But do you you're involved with some of the production aspects?
Yeah, I've always been a gadget guy. I've always loved technology. I love like cutting edge technology.
There you go.
When I got in here, I'm checking out your cameras, I'm checking out your microphones, I'm
Right.
checking out your Rodecaster, and your
There you
setup.
go.
What program are you using to record your audio, that sort of stuff. So
Absolutely.
I started out doing the soundboard at Motion, and then I got in, and I've been on this kind of all-in quest to upgrade the live stream
There you
to
go.
4K.
There you go.
And
That's a lot.
That has been a journey.
Right.
I've learned a lot in
Right.
terms of how much infrastructure you have to change to go from 1080 to 4K, because it doesn't mean just getting like, okay, we got a 4K camera.
No, it's the throughput has to keep it scaled the whole way
Yeah. So
from beginning to
every
end.
single one of your cameras has to be 4K
Yep.
with the switcher that we have, because they all have to be the same resolution. They all have to be the same frame rate. And then you got your inputs, you got your outputs. You have to upgrade your cabling. You have to upgrade your converters.
We like him.
You have to upgrade your encoders. You have to upgrade your computers.
Yep.
You have to upgrade everything. So it's been
Yeah, the file size
Interesting.
difference between 4K and good old 1080 or 720 is just shocking. Because
It's
we
nuts.
track in 4K, but it's huge files.
it's nuts. Well, my approach to it is just like, well, YouTube can pay for it. So
Yeah.
you know, we'll increase the bit rate as much as we want, because Google can afford that.
Absolutely.
We can't afford all the SSDs to store that stuff,
Right.
but if we'll upload it in the highest quality possible, and YouTube can
They can
keep that on their servers.
Do with it from there. Yeah, there you go. Well, that's cool. Well, we could circle on the technology talk for a long time, but right. So, Jimmy's more of a gadget guy than I am. So, well, I mean, I don't know. We have our things, but you're
I
also
think that's a dude thing. Dudes
Yeah.
like things. Dudes like gadgets and technology.
yeah, for sure. My wife doesn't know, but I'm like, I kind of like a different TV, and I want to do a little expand, like a sound bar and a sub outside for a little TV outside for our summer family movie night and experience in town. Yeah, it's probably good. Don't let her hear that. Thank you for that. So, if within the last year, you said that you've gotten baptized. Is there anything that you've identified, in that time, like what you would say are your immediate takeaways? Immediate being in the last few months, like, oh, this makes sense now, or oh, I see this more clearly, or anything like that. And
My journey's been more gradual. Like I just don't have these like complete like black and white moments, these really compelling revelations or anything like that. Like it kind of fits my personality. I'm a slow going guy. It's incremental. I do notice stuff. I do notice like
Right.
changes.
You pay attention to
changes in my life. I try to be more open and be more present to.
Yeah. No, and so that's cool. I'm very slow to change. But I'm quick to hide. I'm like, oh yeah, no, that would require a lot of change, And I can. That's probably a good step, So I'll. But what I was seeing in you, it's like, yes, this is good. I'm watching it. Yes, I will do that. And it's like it's methodical, and it's continually progressive. So, and this will fit this episode, and listening to to this story, and just the little bit of the journey. This will fit different people, and we try to have something that connects to regular dads, because not most dads don't have a YouTube channel with 1.8 million subscribers, but you in the East Texas way, had a job, doing a different job. You want to hang out with your kids. You plugged into your church. You're helping them out. You're doing what regular dads do.
Yeah, trying to be a better person.
Yes.
And it's a slow process. It's like, can I just at least be a little bit better than I was yesterday?
In James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, have you read that at all?
No, but I'm familiar with it.
Okay. So I read it recently, but that being incrementally better, 1% a day, or whenever you do something, do it just 1% better and 1% better. The change that it makes, and he graphs it out in the book, is startling. And so it rather than being 10% or 50% different and better, than you were yesterday, which is not sustainable.
Because I've done that. It's like working out. It's like, okay, I really need to work out. I'm out of shape, so I'm going to go run 10 miles and
there you go.
Lift all the weights I can, and I'll be so sore for the next 2 weeks that I'm never going to do it again.
Learn your lesson. Yeah. So,
but incremental changes is hard too. I mean, it's like, yeah, sure, that's what I shoot for, but I fail at it all the time.
But
take a step forward, take a couple steps back, take another step forward. That's a daily process.
Yeah, and failing carries with it, unfortunately, a much more negative connotation than it really should. But it's just, all right, but I was swinging for something, because like every time, like if you're playing baseball, every time you swing the bat, if you don't connect with the ball, that's a strike. Technically, you failed to hit the ball. Yeah, all right, so swing again. All right, you struck out. All right, get back behind the, do more batting practice. Get behind the plate again. Swing. Keep swinging. You will not hit it if you don't swing. Was the strikeout king, Babe Ruth, right? So don't get me started on sports stuff, because I don't know anything. Most dads are into sports. I
used to be into sports. I have not been following sports at all. It's one of those things that I had to shed.
Yeah, well, I lost it somewhere probably in my early 20s. I'll maybe have a Super Bowl party or kind of keep up, when the World Series is going on. But I don't know who played in it last year.
We have enough sports through our kids. I mean, taking kids to soccer games is enough.
Right now, Ben Shelton had a really good run at tennis this year. Not me, but I was much more aware of that. Not only because he's my namesake. But both my kids play tennis, so and I don't know anything about tennis at all before they started playing, other than you run a lot, and that just scares me. All right, so for anyone that would listen to this episode at all, how can you offer them an encouragement about being just persistent? That there's nothing wrong with moving slowly or adopting changes slowly or anything like that, but just the value of being persistent. Can you offer them any encouragement along those lines?
Sure. I would say don't beat yourself up so much.
That's good.
If you feel like you're struggling or you're failing, everybody's struggling, everybody's failing. So you got to keep at it. Try to find something that you're passionate about that gives you energy and work towards that.
Yeah. Man, that's super simple, super concise, and super valuable advice. So I told Jimmy, listen, Richard's a no nonsense kind of guy. He's going to get in, he's going to say it, he's going to get out, and it's fantastic. So I thank you for coming in and sharing.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So I wish you the best with retirement, being able to spend more time with your kids. The things that you're doing with the church, things that Madam Mayor may be getting you to do with some newfound free time, whatever that may look like. But I do. I wish you all the best, and I thank you for coming in and sharing your time with us.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right. We'll see y'all here next time on The Regular Dad.